Like so if you want to talk, you have to press that. Okay.
Sure, sure. You're not looking at.
Not doing anything here. We're only.
If you want to talk, there only will go.
Your sound will come.
Just unmute.
These are not dangerous. It can't.
No.
Go anytime. Do you want to sit here? Sit here.
No.
Somebody can sit here. Want to see that? It's only one thing.
Yeah. రెండు చేస్తా ఒకేసారి ఎందుకు వచ్చావా
ఇంటి మధ్య చాలా స్టెప్స్ ఎక్కుతాను ఇంట్లో అయితే స్టెప్స్ ఎక్కాను ఇప్పుడు టైర్డ్ అవుతుంది అంటే
మార్నింగ్ వాకింగ్ వెళ్తాను అవ్వట్లేదు
మమ్మీ కోల్డ్ కదా సార్ ఇంకా ప్రాబ్లం నాకైతే మా ఇంటి దగ్గర మంచి పొద్దున 5:30
ఈవినింగ్ వెళ్ళేసి
ఈవినింగ్ చెల్లెకి 7:30 పడుతుంది చెప్పండి
అక్కడ చేస్తాను పిల్లగా ఉంది ఏమైంది పిల్లగా ఉంది
No, they're not able to hear anything. Even through this. At least I should get the speakers on, no?
ఓకే అక్కడ స్పీక్ చేస్తుంది ఇక్కడ
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
ఇంకా స్టార్ట్
Isn't
చేసినట్టు
responding.
Yeah, tell me.
I'll ask him to record it, please.
Hello.
Join.
Hello. Hello.
No.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me, madam.
Okay, I'm audible, right, sir?
వాయిస్ రావాలి
Yeah, you are audible. You are audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
No, that, sir.
No, that will have to. No, full Zoom that was to go.
లింక్ ఉంది కదా లింక్
Has the link.
There you open it. We'll make you one. Join, anyone join. And I'll make you co-host. Then you can do recording and all.
I have removed Zoom from my laptop, so I have to install it.
And someone else, some other one. You bring your.
No, web, it's
No, connecting. No, no.
Deepesh, na?
Yeah.
I'll make it. Make you host itself.
Recording in progress.
No, from where it is coming from. You're on.
Maybe I think yes.
No, put this connection. Put this.
Hello,
Yeah,
sir. We can continue now, sir. I mean, there was a disturbance from our end. So,
okay. So we can start right now.
yes.
See, we have in previous session, we have stopped at other long-term borrowings and all. Now we will continue from there. Okay. See, we have completed share application money, how they have prepared reconciliation of preference shares and equity shares. Okay, now we are moving to long-term liabilities. So I will share the other document also. The one which I was explaining you. Okay, here you see there are. You see here non-current liabilities, they have given long-term borrowings and long-term provisions. They have given two schedules, 3.3 and 3.4. Okay, so I will just go through 3.3 and 3.4. Yeah. Yeah, I think 3.3 we have discussed that term loans, terms and conditions and all. Okay, long-term provisions we have not seen. Okay, long-term provisions. Let us see the long-term provisions. If you see here, there are long-term provisions they have made. That is gratuity and compensated absence. That is maybe that leave salary which eligible for refund if not claimed. Okay, this is the long-term provisions they have mentioned. Okay, this provision will keep changing depending upon the people who are continuing in the organization or who are left in the organization. They have given 3.30 note also in this regard. So there they would have given how they have arrived all these numbers. They would have given based upon the actuarial estimate which is given. Fine. This is long-term provisions. Next, coming to short-term provisions. I think I have not explained regarding reserves and surplus. And now we'll see reserves and surplus also. You see here, reserves and surplus, there are three parts they have divided. One is capital redemption reserve, securities premium reserve, and surplus, that is regular profit and loss account. Okay, in reserves and surplus, as per schedule, what it is saying, let us see that also. You see here what they have given. Reserves and surplus shall be classified as capital reserve, capital redemption reserve, securities premium, debenture redemption reserve, revaluation reserve, all these things they have given. Okay, but in the present example, whichever we have taken, there is a capital redemption reserve because they have got preference shares. That is why they have created capital redemption reserve. Okay, and during the year they have repaid the preference shares. Maybe it is redeemed. Okay, so they have repaid it, and the closing balance has become 0, and this they have carried to share securities premium, and from there they have paid it. Okay, and current profit and loss account statement, whatever profit they have earned during the year is added to the opening balance, and they have shown the closing balance. Okay, so this is regarding redemption reserve. What I am trying to say, see, everything you have to follow as per this schedule. Okay, so here you see all the three reserves are there. I mean, 2 reserves and 1 is regular profit and loss account. Okay, these 3 total is going to the balance sheet. Now we'll move to short-term borrowings. Coming to short-term borrowings, let us see what schedule says. You see here, even in long-term provisions, they have given provision for employee benefits. Others, if there is anything, they have given provision for employee benefits only. There is nothing else is there in the as per their provisions. So they have not considered any other long-term provision in that particular schedule. Okay. Now coming to short-term borrowings. Short-term borrowing shall be classified as loans repayable on demand from banks, from other parties. This is small a, under italic one, small a, B, C, and D are there. Okay, B, loans and advances from related parties, deposits, other loans and advances. See, why I am telling point by point is, suppose in your practical situation, okay, you cannot just put a schedule short-term borrowings. Everything comes under here only. So I will show it 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever available. Okay, it is not like that. You have to make respective headings. Loans repayable on demand from banks. If it is there, you will put it. Otherwise, you will not take any A on this itself. You will not take. You will take B from other parties and you will show it. Okay, and deposits. Okay, if there are no loans and advances from related parties, then you will not show this particular row only. You will leave it blank. I mean, next you take B, deposits, like this. Okay, rather keeping that line items and put nil, it doesn't make any sense. So you can just ignore that row, but you have to maintain these classification headings. Suppose you have 4 items and 4 items are falling under different heads. You have to put proper heading to it, and you have to specify all the 3 headings. Okay, same thing. Let us see here how they have maintained short-term borrowings, loans repayable on demand. You see, 1 from financial institutions other than banks, secured. Okay, intercorporate deposits taken, unsecured. Loans and advances from related parties. Okay, you see here, loans and advances from related parties. Loans repayable on demand. Loans repayable on demand. See, I have just downloaded this. I have not prepared this. Okay, you may think if I have prepared it, so I would have prepared it as per that, and I am trying to explain. No, it is prepared by somebody. I have just downloaded it. I only checked it whether it is in line with our schedule. That's all. Okay, see, very nicely they have prepared. Fine. Loans and advances from related parties, and they have given some further note also, 3.39. We will see it. Okay, loan from director. You see here, loan from director, related party. So that's why they have mentioned loan from director. Intercorporate deposits taken, unsecured. This is also unsecured. Current maturity of long-term debt. Okay. Here, if you read here below, borrowing shall further subclassified or secured and unsecured. See, they have given in italic too. Okay, borrowings shall further be classified secured and secured. Okay, that is what they have done here. In brackets, they have mentioned secured, unsecured, secured, unsecured, whatever it is. Okay, then nature of security shall be specified separately in each case. You see here details below they have given the term loan of home finance. Okay, all these details they have security details of security and repayment terms. You see here they have given one heading and they have given each and every item how it is secured, if it is secured, and what is the repayment terms also. Okay, the same thing would have spelled out here. Nature of security shall be separate. Where loans have been guaranteed by directors or others, the aggregate amount of such loans under each head shall be disclosed. See, loans from directors they have mentioned here. It is loan advances from related parties, so that is why they have mentioned under each head, respective heads, it has to be mentioned. That is what they are saying. Where loans have been granted by directors or others, the period and amount of default as on balance sheet date in repayment of loans or interest shall be specified separately. See, if you read here, if there is any default in repayment, you are supposed to specify here that so and so installment was delayed for so and so days, so and so number of days. Like that, you have to specify here. That is what they are trying to say. Current maturity of long-term borrowing shall be shown separately. See, we have discussed regarding this current maturities. That is what they have mentioned here. Current maturities of long-term debt. So this is getting repayable next 12 months. This is March 22 balance sheet. So they have arrived what is the EMIs repayable within next 12 months of from banks, secured from financial institutions, secured. They have given it separately with respect to current maturity of long-term debt. Okay. The same thing is continued here. Next, coming to trade payable. Okay, trade payable. The following details relating to MSME, that is micro, small and medium enterprise, shall be disclosed in the notes. Okay. The principal amount and the interest due thereon to be shown separately, remaining unpaid to any supplier at the end of each accounting year. Okay. So what they are trying to say, you do not club interest payable on delay of payment of MSME. See, you would be aware that as per MSME Act, any purchases or services received should be repaid within 45 days, irrespective of the payment terms. Okay, you cannot say, see, I have entered a contract with MSME and I have in that contract, the payment terms are like this, that I will pay him after 60 days, after 90 days, or after 1 year. It is wrong. You cannot do that. As per MSME Act, you are supposed to repay it 45 days, within 45 days from the date of the invoice. Okay. There is you go through 15 days within 30 days from the end of 15 days of the date of invoice, something like that. Totally it is 45 days. So within that due date you have to pay it. If you are not making that payment, then you are supposed to calculate interest and pay interest also to the vendor. Okay. So this you have to, what the schedule says, the principal amount and the interest due are to be shown separately. This is what standard says. Usually what we do, we will club it and show it. See, in the entire financials whichever I have taken, very nicely they have prepared. If you see here, I will go to trade payable. Total outstanding dues of micro enterprise micro enterprises and small enterprises is nil. Whether it can be nil. Okay, you see if the amount is 26 lakhs 57 231 hundreds. See, the financials are in rupees hundreds, correct? So if you add 2 zeros, okay, then it is how much it is? 26 crore, is it? Right? 26 crore. In 26 crore, there is not a single micro MSME vendor. Either they have paid it or they have that note we have to see 3.29. Okay. It is looking little strange because there may be certain purchases from MSME at the year end where they may not have paid it. Okay, but I am finding it very strange. Maybe 3.29 if they have mentioned something, I'm not sure. Okay, it looks little strange, or they do not procure any material from MSME. See, this MSME Act has positive and negative repercussions. If the negative repercussions is big companies, they are not, if you are a MSME vendor, they are not enrolling you as a vendor only, unless that particular item is not available with any other person. Okay, because they are getting into all this disclosure, and they have to file quarterly returns stating how much is due, how much is overdue, what is the interest you have paid. All this you know, right? As per Companies Act, you have to file that quarterly return of yearly quarterly return. Okay, so sometimes they are not taking any vendors, I mean any purchases from MSME also. Okay, this is looking little strange if you see. Okay, the amount of interest paid by the buyer in terms of section 16 of the MSME, along with the amount of the repayment made to the supplier beyond the appointed date during each accounting year. Okay, that is what we said, interest has to be mentioned. Next, the amount of interest accrued and remaining unpaid at the end of the each accounting year. See, you have to, for this A, B, C, D, E, because these people doesn't have the MSME outstanding, they have not reported this. Otherwise, for each item of this A, B, C, D, E, you can make a tabular form and you can disclose the amounts wherever it is applicable, or you can make it as nil. The amount of further interest remaining due payable at the end of the account succeeding years until such date when the interest due above actually paid to the small enterprise for the purpose of disallowance under deductible expenditure under section 23 of the MSME Act. Okay, so if you are not making payment, then that amount will not be allowed as a deduction. That is what they're trying to say. Okay, the terms appointed date, buyer, enterprise, micro enterprise, small enterprise, and supplier shall have the same meaning assigned to those under clauses B, D, E, H, M, and N, respectively of section 2 of the micro. Okay, they have given micro, small, all these definitions they have given, so they are giving that explanation. Trade payable due for payment. The following aging schedule shall be given for the trade payable due for payment. Okay, particulars outstanding for the following periods from due date of payment. Okay, less than 1 year, 1 to 3 years, 2 to 3 years, more than 3 years, and total. See, this report should, your accounting software should facilitate this report. You will not sit and calculate. Okay, even MSME also, how will you classify MSME? You cannot keep a Excel tracker, or when you are preparing the financials, take a list of who are MSME vendors, identify them, and take all these things have to be taken care by your software. Either it may be Tally or any ERP. Okay, so whenever you are creating a vendor master, okay, you have to be very careful, because if you don't maintain your masters properly, how will you report all these things? It is totally difficult. You cannot do this manually. Okay, so here this aging should be made available by your software. Okay, and also this categorization of MSME and non-MSME. Okay, in Tally, you can create a group, MSME group and non-MSME group, and maintain. So whatever is outstanding under MSME, you can easily identify, and non-MSME, you can easily identify, and you can create the aging also in Tally. Only the bucket size should be as per this. Okay, this can be altered depending upon your requirement, right? So like that, whichever software you are using or your client is using, you should ensure whether this particular facilities are there or not. See, nowadays anything is possible. Only thing you have to instruct the system. Okay, so if you are not finding this, you tell your client, okay, that to get it done with their whoever ERP maintenance person is there, you tell them it is statutorily required and it has to be reported. So make available of that report. Otherwise, what will happen? Even if the accountant prepares and you have to check it whether it is correct or not, then how will you check it, right? So even MSME also, what I am trying to say, whenever you are creating a master record, then you give the MSME registration number there so that it is there in the system itself. Okay, so like that, when you are going for audit, you have to check all these preparations, whether it is properly done or done. You have to do some test check. Okay, MSME report is coming like this, whether it is correct or not. Suppose there are 100 MSME vendors. Take 5-6 samples. Ask them to provide the certificate. If everything is perfect, okay, you can ignore. If you see out of 5, 2-3 mistakes are there, then you have to increase your sample and again do the check and ask them to make the changes accordingly. Because see, in all the categories of the MSME, interest is not applicable. Okay, so you have to be careful there. It is not that all categories will be interest is liable for all categories. Fine. And in the here we do not have the scope of to see that particular reporting, because they are saying their MSME is 0. Fine. And similar information shall be given where no due date of payment is specified. In that case, disclosure shall be from the date of transaction. Okay, you see, suppose if the due date is not given in the contract or in the bill, okay, then they say the due date has to be reckoned from the date of the invoice itself. Fine. Unbilled dues shall be disclosed separately. This is a big thing. Suppose unbilled dues are there. If there are any dues which are not billed, then they are saying it has to be reported separately. And here one more point I missed: disputed dues and disputed dues MSME. Okay, MSME others, disputed dues. Okay, under MSME again they are saying disputed dues others. Sorry, not under MSME. This is a disputed dues MSME and disputed dues others. Okay, and this information has to be provided for previous year also. I don't know why they have okay, they have generally told at the beginning of the schedule that all the data has to be given for 2 years. So they should have told here also the same table should be available for previous year also. Okay. Next, coming to other liabilities. Current maturity of finance lease obligations, interest accrued but not due. Okay, let us see in our example. Okay, other current liabilities, we are here. Other current liabilities, interest accrued but not due on borrowings, interest accrued and due on borrowings. Okay, see what is the difference between interest accrued but not due on borrowings? Because the billing of the as per the borrowing, I mean as per the sanction letter, the interest due will be on monthly basis. Okay, the due date can be anything. Suppose the loan has got sanctioned on 24th November and the company has withdrawn the amount immediately. Okay, so if they say 30 days billing, then they are not going to bill it on 30th November. Okay, they are going to bill it only on 24th, 23rd December, the bill will be raised. Okay, so this 6-7 days, suppose if you are preparing the financials as on 30th November 2023, then the 6-7 days, whatever is due, which is accrued but not due. Okay, like that you have to mention. And suppose 24th till 23rd, whatever bill has been raised and it is not paid, then it is interest accrued and due on borrowings. It is due for payment. Okay, that difference you have to give it. Current maturity of interest accrued but not due on borrowings, interest accrued and due on borrowings, income received in advance. Okay, advance received from customers. See here, huge money, 89,82,384 hundreds. Remember, this is in hundreds. That's why I'm specifying hundreds. Okay, so this much advance is there. Why? Because I told you this is construction company. Whatever monies have been received has been taken to advances apart from percentage completion method. We will see when we come to income, how much income they are recognizing. Okay. Next, other payables. In other payables, they have differentiated statutory dues and employees payable. Okay. Unpaid dividends, application money received. Okay, let me just result it. Unpaid maturity deposit and interest thereon, unpaid matured debentures and interest accrued thereon, other payables, short-term provisions. Short-term provisions, the amount shall be classified provision for employee benefits and others. See, statutory dues, other payables, statutory dues, employee payable, and customer deposits. There are certain deposits, corpus deposit, maintenance deposits, whatever is there, they have specified it separately. Okay. And here, short-term provisions, provision for employee benefits, they have given here also. This is short-term provisions. And this is liability. Compensated absences. We have seen long-term provisions. Okay, 12 months, whatever is liable to be paid, they have shown it here. Okay, provision for taxation, net of advance tax. Okay. Now we are moving to property, plant and equipment. That is asset side. Okay. Here I could see little strange disclosure. See, this is usually we don't disclose like this. We keep the rows with the assets and years and all with the columns, but they have given it in different way. Leasehold land, office building, school building, plant and equipment, furniture and fittings, motor car, okay, computer and accessories, office equipment, total and intangible asset. What they are showing in columns are usually shown in rows, and what is shown in rows are usually shown in columns, but they have made it in different way. Okay, some people does it because of their convenience. Fine. So this is very regularly: opening balance, additions, deletions, closing balance, same, depreciation, opening balance, addition, deletion, closing balance of depreciation, then net block. The same thing they have put it in rows. Okay, opening balance, additions. There are no deletions, so they didn't take any row of deletions, and balance. Okay, that is what they have done for all the items. Okay, accumulated depreciation and net block. Okay, and both the years they are disclosing here. Next, coming to intangibles. Intangibles also, they have shown it here you see in last column, they have shown intangible assets, software. They have taken they have reported all the necessary required fields. Okay. There is not much in assets, so I am not giving much time to it. Now coming to non-current investments. Okay, let me see non-current investments here. Yeah. Non-current investments, if you see valued at, this is very important, valued at cost less provision for other than temporary diminution. See, this is very important. As per standard, we have to disclose whichever is less, but which is not temporary in nature. Okay, accordingly, they have mentioned here how they have valued also. Okay, and where they have invested some equity shares and mutual funds, and which is the fund, and they have given both the years. And aggregate book value of unquoted investments. See, unquoted and quoted. Okay, there are two. Okay, here they would have given that point. And each classification details shall be given of names of bodies corporate indicating separately whether such bodies, subsidiaries, associate, joint venture, controlled, all these things, if they are related in nature. Okay, investment carried at other than cost, that should be separately stated, specifying the basis for valuation thereof. See, if you are not going as per cost, suppose if you feel your investment value has increased and you want to disclose higher value, then they are saying you should specify the basis of valuation thereof. So usually you should not do it. See, only what will happen if you increase the value of investments, then you have to take a reserve because it is going to be a profit. Okay, that means you are increasing the value of your balance sheet. Okay, so that is the reason they are saying you have to be very specific and you have to mention the basis of valuation thereof. Okay, it is not realized income. We have read in the disclosure, only if it is prudence, we have seen, right? Prudence. Okay, so only when income is realized, you have to take it as income. Just your value is increasing. Suppose my house is there, I bought at 20 lakhs, today it is 30 lakhs. Okay, my profit is not increasing 10 lakhs, right? It is value is increased, but it is not realized income. So you should not enhance your balance sheet by unrealized income. Okay, that is what they are trying. If you have done it, then please specify the basis of valuation. That is what they are trying to say. The following shall also be disclosed: aggregate amount of quoted investments and market value thereof, aggregate amount of unquoted investments, aggregate provision for diminution in value of investments. See, they have given here aggregate book value of quoted and unquoted investments, aggregate book value of quoted investments. Okay, aggregate net assets value of quoted investments. Fine. So they have very categorically maintained the balance sheet. I mean schedule 3. Okay. I think we will stop here. Tomorrow we will be completing this schedule division 1, and we will move on to preparation of financials for non-corporate entities. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. ఇప్పుడు వరకు హలో అన్న, చూసా అన్న, ఉండవా లేదా అన్న? చూసా అన్న, చూసా అన్న.